Hello everyone. Welcome to ICIMWS. Social media and other online channels are full of videos filled with unscientific content. And people are watching them. Why? Because they don't have an option. Those who really know do not have the skill set to create and disseminate content. ICIMWS provides a platform to the students and practitioners of mental health related disciplines. Psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, special educators, and so on. We help them develop their skills in the areas of content creation and online marketing so that they are able to spread their knowledge to the entire world much better. We also help them learn how to disseminate the content that they create while participating in the campaigning, including through our social media channels and those of our supporting organizations. And through this process, we aspire to improve the general awareness of various mental health related aspects in the community. As part of ICIMWS, awareness campaigns are run on several different topics. Webinars and panel discussions are conducted. Social media content is created and disseminated. And of course, skill development workshops are conducted for students and practitioners. Visit our website icimws.psychotechservices.com for more interesting content. Before we move on to today's agenda, a word of thanks for the organizations supporting this initiative: Manvai Wellness, Manna Charitable Trust, Psychotech Services, and Navodaya Kranti. In our webinar, so far we have covered the following topics: supporting my team, the impact of peer pressure on body image, what keeps you up at night, substance use disorders, the power of forgiveness, how to promote family values in a changing society, why marriages are in trouble, small steps to relationship happiness, mindfulness in the classroom, building stronger relationships, empowering children with disability, Tauba Ye Tambaku, empowering children in the digital age, saving marriages amongst young couples, how to promote family values in a changing society in Hindi. Emotions in marriage, the journey towards a secure connection. Harmony in motion, exploring the benefits of dance and music therapy for kids. Love cures people, the science of healing through relationships. Bridging the gap, understanding of needs for postmarital counseling. Today, we will have sessions on the following topics:
Relationships in the digital era. Approach towards building healthy relationships. Innocence lost. The silent impact of substance use.
With this, let's move to the first session of the day.
The first session of the day is Relationships in the Digital Era. Approach towards building healthy relationships by Soumya Mittal. Soumya is a child development specialist and counselor with expertise in psychological testing and evidence based interventions. She is a certified career counselor and expressive art therapist and has experience with institutions like NIPCCD and CIET NCERT. Now, over to Soumya.
A very warm welcome to one and all present here. This is Soumya Mittal and I am here to talk on the topic relationships in the digital era. This webinar mainly focuses on the approaches towards building healthy relationships, specifically in the era of digital media and dating apps. In this webinar, we will be talking about different aspects of this relationship, specifically in digital era. How the transformation have taken place in the relationships and friendships. The rise of social media and dating apps. Why do we turn to technology for love? Is texting convenience or disconnection? The digital dating dilemma, offering opportunities as well as pitfalls. How do we navigate disappointment in the digital era? The importance of healthy relationships, and one of the key aspects, that is how to build strong relationships in the digital era. Let's redefine love in the age of social media. Before redefining love, let's define love first. According to you, what is love? Take a moment and think of a person you're close to, or think of the elements or aspects that focus on love, or the situations when you feel loved. What are the key pointers that comes to your mind when you think of this word? What all emotions evoke in your mind? Or what all concerns do you feel regarding love and relationships? Love is an emotion of affection and connection. When you feel attached to someone, there is a sense of belonging. You want to share each and every detail of your life to that person. You have a confirmation that that person will remain with you no matter what the situations are. You will try to share all your happy moments, your sad moments, all kind of situations with them. There is a kind of caring gesture of that person that will make you feel more better. It is a kind of understanding of all your behaviors, your interests, how you see things, how you perceive things, and what makes you happy, what makes you sad, your emotions and everything. It is a kind of commitment that no matter what happens, that person won't leave your side at all. Love in the age of social media. As we are talking about love and social media and connecting it again and again, let's see what are the various ways how people are connecting through technology. There are various dating apps that are available in this world like Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid and many more. Social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, YouTube, and much more are connecting people. Online communities with like-minded people and similar backgrounds are connecting people and helping people to reach each other. Online gamings like PUBG and other are very prominent after COVID period, and they are helping other people to connect to the outer world. Virtual events. There are many events that are organized in day-to-day basis where like-minded people or similar background people or maybe different background people are connecting together towards a certain goal. Talking about relationships. Now, how these have transformed over the years across the generations. There is a great change in the concepts of relationships, how people used to meet and how they meet now, how families were involved earlier and now how these families are involved. While talking about the transformation, I still remember a conversation with my grandmother. She shared her experience of marriage and how they got married. She used to say that in our generation, we never met our partners before wedding. We used to meet our partner on the day of wedding. They used to have some basic knowledge about their partners and the families they are going to, but they never had a complete conversation or face-to-face communication before getting married. Even to this, my mother added that in her generation, the weddings and love marriages were very rare. The families used to meet, the partner used to meet for twice or thrice They used to talk over landline numbers. There was no personal contact numbers that time, and they had a conversation like twice or thrice before marriage. And I was really amazed to listen to those things, and how without meeting your partner, without knowing that partner throughout, how can you decide if that partner is good or bad for you? Are you able to spend whole life with him or her? But now the situations have changed completely. Love marriages are becoming so common these days that dating apps are evolving. There are many online professional apps that are providing a platform where two people can meet and get married, like shadi.com. That is a platform where a person is meeting or getting to know other person or their future partners. But I would say throughout the transformation across the generation, the core values remain the same. The core values or the qualities that we look in a person still remains the same. There are many qualities that we perceive that our partner should have. There is a desire, a sense of belonging, emotional security, and affection that keeps a relationship healthy and well maintained. Social media and swipe culture is evolving day by day, and it is becoming more prominent. Now families are much less involved, and children are finding their partners on their own. They are meeting online. They are dating for 2 or 3 years minimum to just know their partners, if they are capable enough to be their partners, if the compatibility is enough, if they are okay with everything. They know each and every detail of their partners before stepping into their wedding and married life. As we discussed about the evolving nature of social media, what is the role of social media in our relationships? Well, firstly, it is helping in connectivity. Have you ever imagined that a person, a friend of yours, your close ones, are living apart from you, and still you are able to talk to them daily? You are able to share your insecurities, your happy moments, your everything with them. You are no more confined to your geographical areas for social beings. There is a share of lives and experiences over your Instagram profiles, your Facebook profiles, and much more. Now you're so much open towards sharing your memories, your experiences, your interests, behavior, your likings, your dislikings, and what are your perspectives towards a person, towards a thing, or towards a situation. Your profile is so updated that a person looking at your profile can actually make out what kind of person you are. Well, that in that case, we move to our next point, that is self-expression. It is giving a platform where we express and reflect our inner self. We are reflecting our own perspectives, our thinking, our interest, our emotions, our everything over social media. It is helping in strengthening our bond. Have you ever imagined that after a work day long, you're coming back to your home, you actually want to talk to someone? Maybe your family, maybe your loved ones, maybe your friends. But how are they connected? If you are living alone, away from your family, away from your hometown, how they are connected? Well, in that case, video calls, text, voice calls, and many more media platforms are there where you can actually talk to them. You feel connected, you feel a sense of belonging, even if they are not so close to you. When you share your experience, your journey, how your day went and what gone wrong or what was great, what were your learnings and how you are feeling, you actually feel so relaxed while talking to your loved ones. Your mind gets so relaxed that you are able to comprehend other things as well. Imagine if you are not talking to anyone. You're just living your life, you're doing your work, coming back to home, sleeping, eating, and that's it. How your life will be? Well, in that case, social media plays a very vital role. It also helps in exploration of various options. Social media has evolved so much that it is giving a platform where you can explore so many options out there. Options is a negative word, I would say, but it is actually true. You are actually connecting to people out there. You're much more social now. You know how a person is. You can actually search for a person with certain qualities you are looking in a partner. You get to know your partner just before getting in touch, or maybe before face to face interaction. Social media is giving the platform where you can explore various situations, various connections, various people, everything. How great is social media, right? It is becoming more social now. Well, in that case, let's discuss why there is a rise of social media and dating apps. A survey conducted by Match.com revealed that 57% of singles have met their significant others online. 57% is a huge percentile, right? But why are we turning to technology for love and relationships? Like I discussed in earlier part of the webinar, that older generations used to meet just once or twice before marriages, and sometimes even not that. But now they want to know each and everything about their partner. How technology is playing the part? Well, the major concerns and the major reasons behind using these apps for companionship is a fear of being alone. Imagine you're sitting alone in a room thinking of something, or maybe some couple of thoughts are going into your mind and you're a bit confused and you actually want to talk to someone. But then you find that there's no one around you with whom you can share your thinking, your emotions, what situations you are going through. This is the biggest fear of being alone, of not being able to talk to someone, of not being able to feel the sense of belonging, and also a desire to feel a sense of belonging. There is a desire to feel loved. There is a desire to share your emotions, your everything, your thinking, your perspectives, your behavior, your small details with others. You feel good when you reflect yourself to others. But if there is no platform for doing these things, you'll feel a bit exhausted. You actually want someone to talk to at the end of the day. You want that after a work day long, you actually have someone to listen to you, to talk to you. So that's the only reason dating apps and social medias are used for companionship. This companionship word still reminds me of another incident where my friend Ria was involved with her partner Akansh. They both met on one dating app and both were going through hard phases of their lives. Suddenly they got connected and they start talking to each other. They used to talk over text firstly, then over calls. And gradually they got connected over social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, and they started sharing memes, reels, and other things with each other. And gradually their relationship became stronger. Now, what happened is after 2 to 3 months, they decided to meet each other. On their first date, they felt really good while talking to each other. They felt really connected. But after a few months, they started having insecurities and arguments over small things. Some problems arose due to their past relationships, or maybe due to their work profiles or other things. Time clashes were also the reasons. They both belong to a completely different backgrounds. Their families belong to different backgrounds, and their professional backgrounds were also very different. I think that was the reason for the insecurities or for the doubts and for some other problems that were created in their relationship. But still, they chose to be with each other to find stability in their relationship. And this is how, after multiple discussion, face-to-face interactions, and discussing their problems and insecurities openly, they decided some actions and some decisions that will help them addressing those problems and navigating those problems. And after some time, those problems were solved. They both contributed equally with equal efforts to make their love work. And finally, they are getting married. Well, this is the different stage of a relationship, and everyone goes through these stages. For some, if the problems arose, if they don't choose to be with each other, they destroy the relationship. And for some, if they choose to be with each other and address the problems together, work against the problems, their love wins. So let's discuss about different stages of relationship. Firstly is the honeymoon phase, when a person, completely strangers, two partners meet together and explore each other. They don't know at all about each other, but gradually they get to know each other. They want to explore more and more about their partners, about their lives, about their backgrounds, about their interests, about everything. Then comes the douse phase. As two partners are coming from different backgrounds, they might have different perspectives or contradictory commitments or contradictory love profiles. But if they choose to work together towards these insecurities and problems and take decisions and actions accordingly, they will win. Love stories are so fascinating, right? But social media is a platform where texting is becoming a source of conversation. But is texting convenience or a disconnect? Social media can help and hurt love. When you are involved in your social media, there is a decrease in face-to-face interaction, but it also facilitates new connections. Have you ever came across a situation where you are sitting with your friends or maybe your family, they are talking over some topic and you are just smiling looking at your mobile screen? Well, these are very common these days. Social media is a great reason for this. They are actually impacting our face-to-face interactions and relationships. We are giving more preference to social media platforms, texting, reels, and other medium to talk instead of actually talking face to face, seeing each other's face expressions, feeling each other's warmth, each other's behavior and vibes, I would say. But it is also helping in facilitating new connections. We are actually open to connect to new people across the world, I would say. But there are the situations when you feel dilemmas. Are these social media good or bad? Both sides are equally relevant in today's world. Let's discuss about digital dating dilemmas as an opportunity. As discussed before, it helps in building bridges across the geographical distance. It helps in enhanced communication. Using emojis, different kind of GIFs, reels, songs, music, video calls, video edits, photo edits, we are actually able to communicate our feelings and our emotions more elaborately. It is also helping in staying connected, as I discussed before. Even if we are not together as physical distance, we are still connected. I mean, when I was in Delhi, I used to connect to my parents or my loved ones through call. I used to come back from my job and I used to simply text them or call them, and I used to feel so good. And social media is the reason behind it. It is actually building the bridges, actually navigating the challenges of distance. Well, a sense of shared history. When you are so much connected to a person, you are spending so much time with them, you are texting them, you are talking over calls, you are sharing your pictures, you are sharing your memories with them. A small joke, a kind of reel, a interested or disliking or liking, everything is giving a elaborative history of yours. You actually feel connected to that person, you actually know that person well. What are their likings or dislikings, their interests or behaviors, what makes them happy, what makes them sad. But all this is collaborated in the form of shared history. It also helps in connecting with like minded individuals. Like when you start talking to someone, in few minutes you get to know if that person is actually according to your vibe or not. Actually, you are able to connect to that person, or is it just wasting your time or their times as well? It helps in connecting to like minded people in a way when you have some interest or hobby and the next person is also having those hobbies. For instance, I love to listen to music, and maybe that person also likes it. And we start a conversation related to our favorite singers, or maybe our favorite song, the type of songs we like, or maybe adventure, travel. A person likes to travel or go for a trekking. And I love to explore nature. And I ask him to just share the pictures they have taken while trekking. This is how people connect. And also to discover, as discussed before, it helps to discover and explore various options, how a person is, what kind of behavior you like, what kind of situations you faced, or how to navigate them in future. Now let's discuss about the dating dilemmas as pitfall. Social media often creates an illusion of connection. That means somehow it is just an illusion that you are connected to someone. It is distraction. When you are overusing your mobile, you are actually distracting yourself from more productive work out there. You are disturbing your day routines, you are disturbing your sleep patterns, you are disturbing everything. That is a downfall. It will impact your health, your studies, your job, your productivity, your growth, everything. And secondly, it is also a reason where comparison and FOMO takes place, a fear of being alone. Well, have you ever imagined, just suppose, when you're using Instagram, you're in a happy mood, and suddenly you see maybe your friend is in Goa and they are enjoying beach party, and you just had a hectic day, and then you all of a sudden your mood spoils. That what I'm doing with my life? Am I really happy doing these things? Look at that person. He used to be this way and now he is enjoying his life. Or maybe when you see someone succeeding, you feel like even I tried so hard. I worked so hard towards my goal and still I'm not able to achieve it. Maybe these are the reasons. Social media also creates superficial connections. Talking to someone, texting them that I love you, is it actually a connection? Maybe no. When you are talking to someone, your conversation, your text, your emojis actually does not reflect your actual emotions sometimes. Sometimes when you see a person or a couple going through a happy moment in their lives and you feel like they are so lucky that they are enjoying their lives, they are they are born to be together, but maybe in personal those two couples are struggling in a relationship. They are getting into arguments. Maybe they are cheating each other. This is creating a superficial connection. You are not actually connected to people. Or maybe your knowns or your close ones are not actually so happy the way they pretend on social media. That is the illusion. Privacy concerns can't be ignored. Various social media platforms have scammers, they have hackers, they have fake profiles, or they have other things that are very harmful for you. When you are sharing your information with someone, you don't know who the person is behind the screen. Maybe they are in intention to hurt you or to harm you or to get in favor with you. So you just have to actually be very mindful while using these social media apps. Unrealistic expectations. As I said before, social media is creating an illusion of happiness, a life full of satisfaction. A person sharing a picture with a happy face might not be happy, or maybe a person sharing a picture on Goa beach might not be enjoying that much. Photos are just particular moments, they are not the whole story behind it. And most importantly, loneliness. When you see so many people connected to each other, you build up some expectations out of it. You feel like you should also talk to people. People should respond equally to all your content, to everything. If you upload a picture, you should get this much likes, this much comments, or maybe sharing, a good response. And if you don't get those, what do you feel? You'll feel a sense of doubt, jealousy. You'll feel inferior, that you're not good enough, maybe. That's why people are not reacting to those pictures. Or maybe they are not good enough to be with you. Or maybe you are not good enough to be with them. This all creates an illusion. This is not the real world. Real world is far more different. As we discussed so much about the disappointments and illusion that is created through social media, what are the ways to navigate such disappointments in the digital age? Well, social media detox is the major solution to it. Time management. As I discussed before, if you are disturbing your daily routines, your studies, your job, or anything due to social media, it actually calls for a time management. You should confine yourself to a particular time while using social media. You should set some alarms. If that particular time spent exceeds, it automatically notifies you that you should just leave it. Using social media is an essence of satisfaction. You get on scrolling on reels and reels and reels, posts and different things. But gradually you realize that 2 hours are gone, 4 hours are gone, 5 hours are gone, and the productivity of your work, the important work that you had to do, are still pending. You don't have time to complete them now. Another thing is set boundaries. As I said before, social media has an ability to make you feel lonely, to make you feel inferior. Self doubt are the major concerns. You feel jealous of others while seeing them happy. You feel doubtful when you see others successful and you are not able to do those things. You feel a bit sad, a bit left out when you see your friends going for parties or outings or trips. So you just have to set boundaries. You don't have to let those posts or those reels or those situations impact your mental health. Focus on real life connections. As discussed before, we are actually losing our real ones, our real connections due to this social media. We are so much on our screen that we don't realize that people are sitting around us. They are talking to us. They actually crave for our reactions towards their discussions, and they actually want us to be with them. I actually see my parents, whenever they talk to us, I myself feel that I'm using that mobile phone while they are discussing their problems or maybe their situations. And this is how we are losing our real life connections. In craving of finding happiness on media, on screens, we are actually losing happiness in our real lives. We need to practice mindfulness and self care. While practicing mindfulness, that means you should be mindful of what you are doing, what it is impacting, and how you can navigate the negatives and how can you promote the positives. Self care. It is very important to promote your well being, your mental health, everything, and seek support. I would say this is the most important thing to do. We never ask for support or help. We feel like it is being judgmental if we ask for help. But just go talk to your parents, talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your loved ones, and seek help. That yes, I am not feeling good. Let me know how I can feel good, or maybe this is the situation. Just let me know how I can deal with it. Seeking help is not for judgments or maybe negative things or any other decision. It is just for a feeling of belonging. That yes, someone is there to listen to you, and someone is there. If not, they don't have the solution, still they have a vibe that you can overcome the problem. As I discussed before, that healthy relationships is a key source of life satisfaction and happiness. What is the importance of healthy relationship? Well, healthy relationship contributes to life satisfaction. You feel so satisfied that yes, you have a bunch of people around you with whom you feel so relaxed, calm, and you can actually focus on your growth and your progress. It helps in better mental health. When you're talking to someone and they make you laugh, you suddenly forget the problems you're going through. A small, deep conversation with your loved ones can actually help overcoming a lot of problems, a lot of stress in your life. A daily dose of love and affection, a sense of understanding and sharing can actually help in a healthy relationship. It helps in personal growth and self improvement. When you're talking to your partner, you know their insecurities, imperfections, and still you choose them. This helps in self improvement. You actually tell them with love that how they should improve themselves. You give them feedback, you give them support, you give them different perspectives towards a situation or an action. It helps in enhanced physical health. When you feel love, you feel happy, you feel more energetic. When you get into an argument with your partner, you feel a bit low. You don't want to work, you feel frustrated and exhausted. But on the other side, when you are feeling love, you feel more energetic. You feel like you can overcome everything. Your mind works more properly, and in fact, you work more creatively and innovatively. It is a key of happiness. Happy health, happy life, happy mental health, life satisfaction, everything leads to happiness. Happiness, maybe it could be defined as wealth, it could be defined as quality time, it could be defined as quality connection, or anything. Now, how can we Build strong relationships in the digital era. Nurturing your connection. When you communicate openly and honestly with your partner, it actually builds a strong relationship foundation. Talking about everything, your insecurities, your imperfections, your positives, your negatives, interests, your emotions, how you feel in a situation, everything connects you to your loved ones. When you are openly and honestly communicating your feelings, your insecurities, the boundaries you share, they actually get to understand you throughout. Balance your screen time with your face to face interaction, as I have discussed in the earlier part of the webinar. Face to face interaction is very important. Screens can't replace it. You actually have to understand a person through vibes, through expressions, through the mood they talk in, through everything. Even their presence matters a lot. Screens, emojis, reels, everything is contributing to a healthy relationship, but face to face interaction can't be replaced. Respect boundaries and privacy. Give some respect to the partner's privacy. Don't ask for their passwords. Don't interrupt in their personal lives. You don't have to peep all along to ask to whom you are talking to, with whom you are sharing your content or anything, or to share your password. You actually need to respect their boundaries as well. They have their personal lives too. They actually need some space to breathe for their self love. Exercise patience. Not everything is cooked immediately. You actually need to practice patience. You have to struggle, or maybe you have to wait for right time to react, to make things happen. Build trust. It is very important to trust your partner, to be loyal with your partner. Don't cheat to any of your partner. Building trust is the foundation of healthy relationship. If trust is not there, relationships won't last forever. Focus on quality over quantity. I have seen many couples talking day and night on a particular thing, but they are actually distracting themselves from a daily routine. Why they have to pretend that they love each other by actually talking to each other for hours? Instead, you can just confine yourself to a particular time, that at this particular time we will talk. At this particular time we will work on ourselves. This will actually create a time management and a good balance between your personal and your professional life. Relationships are like plants. You have to nurture them or they'll die. Nurture them with love, care, understanding, support, affection, and everything you can give off. The more you put on the efforts, the more it will bloom. With this, I'd like to end this webinar, and I hope this webinar helps you in building a better and a blooming relationships ahead.
Thank you, Soumya. The next session is Innocence Lost: The Silent Impact of Substance Use by Nausheen Khan. Nausheen has an academic background in psychology, human development and lifespan development from University of Delhi. She is currently developing expertise in helping individuals with severe psychiatric and psychological issues, especially substance use. Now, over to Nausheen.
Welcome everyone to today's webinar on the silent epidemic of substance abuse. I am Nausheen and it's my pleasure to lead you through a critical discussion on how substance abuse affects young lives and families. My topic name is Innocence Lost, the silent impact of substance abuse. I am thrilled to have you all join us today. We explore the silent impact of substance abuse and its profound impact on youth. This is an issue that often goes unnoticed until it's too late, And our goal today is to bring awareness to the ripple effects that substance abuse can have not just on individuals but on families, communities, and future generations. The first theme we will address is the heartbreaking reality of innocence lost. As we say here at ICIMWS, in the silence of addiction, families break and innocence fades. Substance abuse has power to disrupt the very foundation of a young person's development. When children or adolescents are exposed to substance abuse, whether personally or through their environment, it can lead to developmental delays and behavioral issues that can have long lasting consequences on their cognitive, emotional, and social growth. When substance abuse enters, the silence of lost innocence lingers forever, reflects the lasting and often hidden impact of substances abuse on youth. It emphasizes how addiction silently invades young lives, eroding their innocence and leaving a lasting emotional and psychological imprint. Unlike physical scars, the damage caused by substance abuse may not always be visible, but the loss of innocence and emotional well-being remains long after the substance use itself. This lingering effect underscores the need for early intervention and support to prevent the long-term consequences of substance abuse on youth. Think about this for a moment. How substance use, especially in youth, has the power to uproot the very foundation of a child's development. Developmental delays, behavioral issues, and emotional distress can all stem from exposure to substance use at a young age. I encourage you to reflect on how early intervention can stop this downward spiral. Next, we focus on early exposure to substance abuse, which can uproot the foundations of a child's development. As the slide mentions, the impact is seen in cognitive, emotional, and social development. This early exposure can lead to developmental delays and behavioral problems that affect every aspect of a young person's growth. As shown in the diagram in this slide, first he takes drugs initially, then he takes drugs occasionally, then he starts taking drugs regularly, and then it becomes an addiction at some point of time. Substance use doesn't just alter the mind, it destabilizes the heart and soul, leading to a lifetime of emotional unrest. This quote highlights the emotional consequences of substance abuse. We often focus on the physical effects, but the emotional toll is equally devastating. Young people struggling with substance abuse often face significant emotional health challenges, including anxiety, depression, and unresolved trauma. This emotional burden can follow them throughout their lives. If any of you have insights into the emotional health struggles linked to substance use, feel free to share. When the mind is clouded by substances, the doors to learning and growth begin to close. Youth with substance use problems frequently struggle academically, facing impaired concentration, memory issues, and higher dropout rates. Another key area of concern is academic performance. When the mind is clouded by substances, it's almost impossible to focus on learning. Memory issues, lack of concentration, and higher dropout rates are common outcomes for youth involved in substance use. Academic failure, unfortunately, becomes another stepping stone toward a future filled with uncertainty. Substance abuse doesn't just break the individual, it fractures the family, leaving behind scars of neglect and pain. Families are often deeply affected by a member's substance use, facing emotional trauma, conflict, and breakdowns in relationships. But it's not just the individual who suffers. Substance abuse doesn't just break the individual, it fractures the family. Families dealing with substance abuse often experience neglect, emotional trauma, and ongoing conflict. Siblings and parents are directly affected, and the entire family dynamic can crumble, leaving behind scars that are hard to heal. One of the most insidious aspects of youth substance abuse is peer influence. The pressure to fit in can be overwhelming, and unfortunately, many young people turn to substances to gain acceptance from their peers. The pressure to fit in can lead to the slow unraveling of innocence. But once a young person begins using, they often find themselves socially isolated, trapped in a cycle that can be difficult to escape. Every hit, every drink, every high is a step closer to the deterioration of both body and mind. Substance abuse poses serious health risks, including chronic illnesses such as liver damage, respiratory issues, and psychiatric disorder. Then there are the health risks. Every hit, every drink, every high takes a toll on both the body and the mind. Chronic health conditions like liver damage and respiratory issues become more prevalent, and substance abuse increases the risk of addiction and severe psychiatric disorders. What starts as a harmless experiment can evolve into a lifetime battle for mental and physical health. In the shadow of substance abuse, the line between right and wrong blurs, and paths of crime often follow. Unfortunately, substance abuse can also lead young people down a darker path. There is a significant link between substance abuse and criminal behavior. As substance abuse escalates, so does the likelihood of engaging in illegal activities, whether that's to support their addiction or as a result of poor decision making influenced by drugs or alcohol. Substance abuse not only breaks hearts but also erodes the trust that binds families and friendships. As addiction grows, trust diminishes, relationships between family members and friends deteriorate, leaving many feelings isolated and unsupported. As substance abuse progresses, trust begins to erode. Trust between family members, trust in friendships, and trust in the community. Substance abuse not only breaks heart but also erodes the trust that binds families and friendships. The breakdown of relationships and social support systems make recovery all the more difficult for those caught in the cycle of addiction. The cost of substance abuse is not just in the moment, it is paid in lost dreams and futures unfulfilled. Substance abuse not only disrupts education and career plans but also creates long term socioeconomic challenges. The long term consequences of substance abuse are devastating. The cost of substance abuse is paid in lost dreams and futures unfulfilled. It can derail career aspirations, interrupt education, and create socio-economic barriers that are incredibly hard to overcome. Many young people find it difficult to rebuild their lives after years of substance abuse, and their future prospects become limited. Substance abuse among youth is a silent epidemic destroying lives in the shadows, far from public view. Many young people suffer in silence, hiding their addiction from the world. This epidemic often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Substance abuse among youth is often a silent epidemic. It happens far from the public eye in homes, schools, and social circles. where the signs may be subtle but deadly. That's why awareness and early intervention are so critical. We need to encourage we need to encourage open discussions about substance use and create support systems that help young people before it's too late. This is a collective responsibility. Addiction makes you too selfish to see the havoc you created or care about the people whose lives you shattered. I want to thank you all for joining today's webinar and for your attention to this crucial issue. Remember, addiction is not just an individual struggle, it's a community issue that requires collective action. I encourage you to share what you have learned today. Reach out to those who may need support and continue the conversation in your own communities. And know more about this topic and other resources, feel free to access articles, videos, and more at icimws.psychotechservices.com. Thank you for being part of this important discussion.
So, now that we are done with the sessions for the day, it is time for a question and answer session. You may type whatever questions you have in the comment window below, and the speakers will try to answer them. Thank you.